Okay, challenges we're going to find. Language, of course, yeah, Spanish. Yeah, everybody will say no problem. Some people would say, well, I thought everybody knew Spanish. And you might think, I thought everybody knew English. You will find people who speak English. And generally in Spain, people are absolutely delighted to help you. Even if they don't understand very much themselves, they will try and they will try. That's one of the truly good things about Spain. Okay, people will try to help you. Not doing my job good enough. Hey, you know what? You will do your job good enough if you try. Okay? If you try, then that will be good enough for everybody. A new culture, absolutely. New culture. And how things get done. And you know what? When, cultures, Spain, Spanish culture, European culture, Australian, New Zealand, I don't know, English, Scottish, these cultures are passed down, transmitted over centuries. It's not like there's a set of instructions about how to be a good English person or how to be a good Spanish person, all right? And it's all unwritten. And it's all code, it's signals, it's signs, it's the way people move, the way people look. I can do this in Spain, I can do this in Germany, I can do this in the UK or in the USA, but which country can't I do this in? Which country can't you use this sign for? Anybody know? Or this. You can't do China. No, I think it's actually in Italy. In Italy, this means something completely different. All right? Completely different. It's becoming used. So those are little things which you have to get used to. And the most important thing, you will embarrass yourself. You will do the wrong thing. You will say the wrong thing at some point. You will say, estoy embarazada. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Remember we saw that yesterday? And people will say, well, wow. Well, thank you for sharing the very good news that you're pregnant. You are embarazada, and we're very happy for you. In fact, Laura, my colleague, is embarazada, so we're really happy for her. But no, you would say, oh, we know what you mean, because it's such a common mistake. Or you go to the doctor and you think, oh, yeah, here we go. I estoy, you're saying, I'm constipated. Constipated? Well, when was the last time you went to the bathroom? You say, well, I don't know, but I've been sneezing a lot. Okay? Because constipated in English, of course, means you have troubles or difficulties going to the bathroom. But constipado in Spanish means you've got a cold. All right? So, and you're using a lot of tissues and you've got a cough and a sore throat. So those little things, you will embarrass yourselves. No problem. Just expect and hope to do it quickly. Okay? And then you get into good communication and people can see that you need help and they will help you. But one of the important things really between Spain and other countries is what we call, the difference between flow and structure. Okay, flow and structure. So here's the story. The Spanish compare themselves very often to the Germans. The Spanish think everything German is good. Everything German works. Everything German is effective compared with Spain. Because in Spain, I wish we were more like Germany. Except for the football, of course. So then we're going, I wish we were more like Germany, where things are more organized, where there's more structure, when you know what's going on, okay? When there's an agenda, a timetable, we know exactly what's going to be happening over the next few days, right? So there's a story, okay? There's a story of, a German company, a group of German people going to have a meeting with some Spanish people, a business meeting, and the German people say, well, would you send us the agenda for the meeting? All right. So we know exactly what we're going to be talking about, which is reasonable. And the Spanish people go, well, what agenda? I mean, we're having a meeting, and the Spanish people would be thinking, if we have an agenda, we don't need a meeting, right? That's why we're meeting. Why? Because we think we can actually do this as we go along. We can modify things. We can improvise, okay? It will work out. And this is generally, honestly, the Spanish mindset. Things will work out, okay? Things will work out. And we don't need to know everything, all the details beforehand. So sometimes, right, Spanish people and the Spanish really admire improvisation, okay? Improvisation, don't worry. We'll do it somehow. If there's not this, we can do something else. So really important. So go with the flow, please. Go with the flow. When you trust people here, put yourself in their hands. Make sure they're trustworthy, of course. So basically people in the family, people at school, and other volunteers who maybe have been here longer than you and have more experience, all right? Something we're going to have to learn to do. Right. Okay, let's see how we're going to get on in Spain. Here's some more questions like the ones we said yesterday. Okay, we had 1 to 5, now we've got 6 to 10. Again, we've got A, unfortunately, but just imagine it says ABC. This was my Spanish side coming out. I said, well, if I do this, I'm sure that at some point PowerPoint will just change it into A, B, and C, and it didn't at all. Okay, I trusted it. I thought it would be okay. Right then, so here we go. Question number 6. You write your answer in the chat box. Is it A, you want to have some drinks with your friends? You're going out with your friends. What time will you meet? What time will you meet? Is that 12 midday, 4 to 5 in the afternoon, or 8 to 9 in the afternoon? You're going out for some drinks with your friends. What time are you going out? All right, Phoebe's really sharp today. Excellent. All right, Phoebe's so sharp. This is great. Of course, yeah, normally it's 8 to 9 in the evening. That's a reasonable time to go out. Okay. However, there's a recent trend in Spain where people do something which they call tardeo. Here we go, which is called tardeo. Tardeo. Tarde means afternoon, evening, and tardeo means to do something in the afternoon or evening, right? So it's sort of like making the word after, it's like afternooning, right? Now the tardeo means that in some places in Spain, recently people start meeting at 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 and getting together for drinks. And that way, by 8 or 9, they're back at home. They don't have to put up with crowded bars or clubs, people who are really drunk, and, other kinds of being bothered by sort of barflies and stuff like that. So interesting. There you go. So somebody says, let's go for tardeo. Well, you go, 4 to 5. Not very common. All right, here we go. Number 7. You like the food somebody has cooked for you. You don't like the food somebody has cooked for you. What would you do? A, let them know you don't like the food and eat something else. B, eat only the bits you like. The key is to make it seem like you couldn't finish it all up. Or B or C? Eat it anyway. It's rude to leave food on the plate. What do you think? A, B, or C? Let us see. Leah is saying B. Oops. Yeah, I think B, absolutely. B, yep, absolutely. Eat only the bits you like. The key is to make, so leave a bit of stuff around or camouflage it under a piece of lettuce, something, you didn't like the tripe or pig's trotters or whatever it was they're giving you. Yeah. I think Spanish people are very observant at the dinner table, but they'll be looking not at your manners, but they'll be looking to see if there's anything you don't like. And they will ask, do you want something else? Okay. And you've paid for a meal, you're going to pay for a meal. If you don't like something, many times in Spain, they won't be thinking specifically of the cost. They'll be thinking, well, you have to eat, so they'll just say, would you like something else? Can we order something else for you? And I've even seen restaurants saying, we don't like it, don't worry, let us bring you something else. We're not going to charge you more. Okay. Not always, but it is a possibility. Okay. Yeah. It's either that or, eat it anyway. All righty. Okay. Number 8, somebody is speaking quite loudly to you, really speaking loud. They're invading your personal space and you don't understand a thing they're saying. What do? Do you run away? They might be angry at you. Do you scream back at them as loud as you can? Or do you remain calm and try to understand what they are saying? Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, we will say C. Yeah, of course, remain calm. However, we have to be conscious also that one of our things is that we need to consider risk. Okay, if somebody's coming at you with a big kind of with a bottle in their hand or something, or somebody's obviously drunk or under the influence of some kind of substances, you know, wow, maybe you do need to run away. All right. You don't have to, if you want to run away. All right. Unless it's somebody, your teacher or supervisor or a family member who's shouting at you or speaking, let's say speaking quite loudly at you. All right. This is very, very typical when you're in a foreign country and somebody doesn't understand it. You think, well, I'll speak a bit slower and a bit louder, and maybe they'll understand me. And you get slower and louder, and finally the message might get across. But yeah, you should try and understand what they're saying. Okay. Number 9, then you've finished having lunch, dinner with your friends. What do? A, leave the table and go and do something else. B, have a coffee for 5-10 minutes or leave. Or C, remain at the table, have a coffee and a chat with your friends for at least an hour. Remember, this is lunch with your friends at a restaurant on a weekend, let us say. And on a weekend, right, okay. B or C, 5 minutes or 1 hour. I tell you what, Spanish people love to sit around after their coffee or after their meal, you know, for half an hour, however long they want to. So some restaurants recently in Spain have started giving a limit to the amount of time you can occupy a table. And most Spanish people are, oh, I don't feel very comfortable with that. They don't like the idea very much. Okay. So yeah, it's C. And here we go. 10. Now, this is becoming more important than 10. You've been talking to someone for some time and they won't stop touching you, tapping your arm, they're getting close, in your face, grasping your shoulder, you know, holding you like, I can't get out of here. What is your reaction? A, I get annoyed. They should keep out of my personal space. B, are they flirting with me or are they just friendly? Or C, I don't mind. It's just somebody who likes touching, you know, it's just a touchy-feely person. How do you feel about that personally? Give me 1 minute, please, to answer the door. Hello. Are you ready? Very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay. Yep, we're back. Okay. And you would say then, yeah, so what's your answer there? What do you think? They should keep out of my personal space. So you're absolutely entitled. Yes, yes, indeed. You're absolutely entitled to feel what you like. Okay. But the same as I said to you yesterday, yeah, you need to keep your personal space and how you feel. Okay. And how you feel comfortable always. Don't let anybody tell you. They might tell you afterwards, oh, you know, so-and-so is a little upset because you left and they were having such a nice conversation with you. And they might say, well, don't worry, that's just the way that this person is. So, yeah, try to understand, but yeah, also protect yourself. Okay, protect yourself always. Okay, we'll talk about a little bit about risks. I'm going to tell you, you must do everything to minimize risks in your life. You know, like you've got a code on your telephone, I guess, so that nobody else can use it. Make sure on your mobile phone that you've got some kind of finder service, location service. So if it gets stolen, you can find out where it is. Won't help very much, but at least you'll know to tell the police or your telephone company. Keep numbers, useful numbers with you, even if it's on a printed piece of paper, which you can slip in your pocket, because if you lose your phone or you run out of battery and you don't know who to call or how to get somewhere. Okay, really important. Risks when you're traveling, obviously, you know, the bags you're using, keeping them, you know, closed, making sure the zips are fastened, right? Using your phone in public. You know, I was listening the other day, actually, it was about London, you know, that phone crime, the amount of telephones which are stolen is in the street is just incredible. We had 2 people with brand new iPhone 14s last year, and they had them stolen, right? One of them was actually just using it in the street to take a photograph, and somebody like who was obviously watching just ran past and took it out of her hands and ran off. The other person had left it in a backpack, put the backpack on the ground whilst they were going to play or do something, come back, backpack's opened, iPad's gone, iPhone's gone, you know. This guy's actually lost a second one already. You know, he's coming back in September. So yeah, really be careful. Okay. But when we talk about risks, we do risk assessments of all our schools, all our placements. And as we've said, they are all green. There is no risk involved in your role, health and safety, equipment, instruction, fires and emergencies. Everything is very well marked out. Okay, there's emergency lighting. There's no risk with the accommodation. You're living in permanent households and houses, which are, you know, going to be nice and safe and easy to deal with. Okay. The only thing we put in yellow is evacuation process. And that is purely because some people in the north of Spain might be living in an area where it snows, and any kind of movement or transport might then depend on whether it's snowing or not. But everything else is absolutely 100% insured and safe, because all our schools have been passed as safe by the local or government health and safety organizations. Okay. When we are evaluating risk, please, the crocodile principle, which is the crocodile principle. Anybody know what this is? Okay. Well, look at this fellow. You know, look at this guy. He's got his, you know, board and his chart, and he's doing a risk evaluation, and he's looking at the crocodile just to see, yeah, it seems to be a crocodile. It's marking off, ticking all the boxes. Sometimes the crocodile principle says if it looks like a crocodile, sounds like a crocodile, and moves like a crocodile, it's probably a crocodile, and it's probably dangerous, and you should get as far away as possible. Okay, you don't have to wait for the details. So the first thing is identify the risk. Identify the risk. Okay, be aware. You're on a train alone. There's nobody else in the carriage. There's somebody there. There's somebody at the other end. The person starts looking at you. It could be a risk. Be aware of this person. Okay, 10 minutes later, the person has moved down towards you. Before, the person was 20 seats away. Now they are 5 seats away. Evaluate the risk. Has the risk gone up? It has, isn't it? Therefore, the probability of something happening has gone up. Okay, next, protect yourself. But initially, you know, you don't have a shield or a gun or a big stick. You know, normally what you're going to do to protect yourself? Move in another 5 or 10 seats the other way. So if there were the possibility of something happening, you would have more time. And the next thing, the next step, eliminate the risk. Okay, we can do this by removing the risk. Well, we can't liquidate this person who's there. They might be just friendly. And it's not for us to start sort of killing people. However, what you can do, remove yourself. Next stop, get off, get on the next carriage. And improving your own position. Again, improving your own position, which is, as I said, moving down the carriage. You really need to be aware of risks. And risks tend to happen, risky situations tend to occur at night. They tend to occur in isolated situations. They tend to occur when there are other things, especially if there are social activities going on. Okay. So I'm wondering what kind of risks we're looking at. Did you just think about what kind of risks we might have involved? Think. I'm going to put you into your little groups for a little moment. Okay. And I want you to think, look at that list of things: school, country, town, community, family, children, transport, other things. I'll put you just into 3 rooms today because we've got less people. I want you to tell me what some of the risks you think you might find. Okay. So get together, discuss things you think might be risks once you're here. And I'll give you 6 minutes to come back, and then you can give me some of your ideas. Okay. I'll just stop recording for a moment.